worldwide. Content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium Sports World. Today we have brought local and international sports stories including ICC World Cup, golf, tennis, world soccer and some more sports news. So let's dive into today's sports world. At first, let's have latest ICC World Cup stories. Virat Kohli marked his 35th birthday with his second century of the World Cup, and Ravindra Jadeja claimed 5 wickets as India thumped South Africa by 243 runs in a contest featuring the top 2 teams in the tournament at the Eden Gardens on Sunday. South Africa's chase of 327 began shakily as they lost half their side cheaply for 40 runs inside 14 overs as Jadeja and Mohammad Shami wreaked havoc before the Proteas fell to only their second defeat, dismissed for 83 in 27.1 overs. Jadeja was the pick of the bowlers, shattering the stumps of 3 batsmen, while Mohammad Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav also played their part in the big win. Kohli's unbeaten 101 contained 10 fours and left him level with Indian great Sachin Tendulkar on 49 one-day international hundreds as he continued his superb form by taking his tally past 500 runs in the tournament. He dropped anchor in a solid third wicket stand of 134 with Shreyas Iyer, who hit 77 with 7 fours and 2 sixes before making his turn in the 49th over as India finished with 326 for 5 on a slow Kolkata wicket with late hitting by Jadeja. Both teams have qualified for the semi-finals and Sunday's game was touted as a dress rehearsal for the title clash later this month, and it was India who took control early and set up their 8th successive victory. India's Virat Kohli has scored his 49th one-day international 100 to equal compatriot Sachin Tendulkar's world record. Kohli completed the feat in the ICC Cricket World Cup match against South Africa in Kolkata on Sunday. The former Indian captain, who turned 35 on the day of his record-equaling century, has scored more than 13,000 runs in the format. He reached the landmark in 277 ODI innings, which also includes 70 half-centuries. The next batter on the list of most ODI centuries is current captain Rohit Sharma, who has scored 31 centuries. Kohli was the leading run scorer for India as they set South Africa target of 327 runs in the top of the table clash. He scored 101 runs from 127 balls and hit 10 fours in a hard-fought innings on a turning pitch and in hot weather. The spectators in Eden Gardens rose to their feet when Kohli passed 90 runs and cheered every run thereon. As he took a strike on 99, the mostly Indian crowd roared with delight and thousands of cameras flashed to record the iconic moment. Tendulkar, who is the leading run scorer in the ODI format, congratulated Kohli and said he wants his compatriot to break the record in the next few days. Former India captain Sourav Ganguly said he wants to see an India-Pakistan semi-final in the ongoing ICC World Cup. With all wins in as many games, India sit top of the table as they became the first team to guarantee a semi-final spot. On the other hand, Pakistan are tied on 8 points with New Zealand and Afghanistan and edge the latter on net run rate, which has propelled them to 5th on the table. I want Pakistan to be there in the semi-finals. I want India there too. There can't be a bigger semi-final than this, Ganguly told the media. The first semi-final will see the team finishing top take on the side occupying the 4th position at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai on November 15, while the second place team will face off against the team which will finish 3rd in the second semi at the Eden Gardens on November 16. Given the current permutations, Pakistan, who will need to win and rely on other results going their way in order to qualify, are unlikely to finish 3rd, in which case a blockbuster semi-final against arch-rivals India in Mumbai is on the cards. Ganguly, who recently left his position as the president, was measured when he talked about India's chances of going all the way. Pakistan's DLS victory over New Zealand at the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup has been soured after the team was sanctioned for maintaining a slow over rate during the match. The Asian side were found to be 2 overs short during New Zealand's innings in Bengaluru and were handed a penalty of 10% of their match fee. The sanction takes the gloss off Pakistan's amazing victory over the Kiwis as Fakhar Zaman's century ensured Babar Azam's side stayed in the race for a place in the knockout stages of the World Cup. The charges were levelled by on-field umpires Paul Wilson and Richard Kettleborough, third umpire Richard Illingworth, and fourth umpire Joel Wilson. The sanction was imposed by Richie Richardson of the Emirates ICC Elite Panel of Match Referees, in accordance with Article 2.22 of the ICC Code of Conduct for Players and Player Support Personnel, which relates to minimum overrate offences. Players are fined 5% of their match fee for every over their side fails to bowl in the allotted time. Babar pleaded guilty to the offence and accepted the proposed sanction, so there was no need for a formal hearing. Ahead of the ICC World Cup game between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka at the Arun Jaitley Stadium tomorrow, the focus was more on the inclement weather condition in Delhi, a huge concern over the past few days due to the severe air pollution at the national capital. The International Cricket Council said it is monitoring the situation and that the fate of the game will be decided considering the situation tomorrow. The ICC and our host, the BCCI, take the well-being of all participants seriously and are monitoring the air quality in Delhi. We are taking expert advice to assess the situation, an ICC spokesperson told ESPN Cricinfo on Saturday. India's capital topped a real-time list of the world's most polluted cities, with the air quality index dropping beyond 550 on Friday, thereby falling into the severe category. According to the Air Quality Tracking Warning System, the AQI was likely to be in the severe category until November 7. Bangladesh had cancelled their training session on Friday as precautionary measure but attended the practice session with masks on in the next 2 days despite much discomfort. Although Bangladesh head coach Chandika Hathurusingha said that the weather condition in Delhi has been affecting both teams, he said it is beyond his control when asked whether the team management has expressed any concern regarding the safety of the players. However, he did mention that they are conscious about the current weather condition in Delhi. Bangladesh coach Chandika Hathurusingha told a press conference in New Delhi that his actual work with the team will begin after the World Cup. Bangladesh have lost 6 out of their 7 World Cup matches so far under the Sri Lankan coach. with 2 games remaining against Sri Lanka and Australia. I am only 7 months into the job. There is not much I can do within 7 months. What I did was just take the team from where it was and make sure that they were prepared for this. Actually, my work has to start after this because it's World Cup, which is separate from preparation, and then it's taking the team forward. It is a very different challenge, Haturu Singh said ahead of the game against Sri Lanka on Sunday. Bangladesh team management, Chandika included, hoped that the team would make the semi-finals of the World Cup this time. But after such disastrous performance, the Sri Lankan took responsibility over the failure of the team. When asked whether he would continue as the head coach after the World Cup, Haturu Singh said it's up to the board to decide. Now let's have latest tennis story. Novak Djokovic defeated Grigor Dimitrov 6-4, 6-3 in Sunday's final to win a record-extending 7th Paris Masters title and close in on securing the year-end #1 ranking for an 8th time. The 36-year-old Djokovic eclipsed his previous record set 2 years ago as the tournament's oldest champion, capturing his 40th Masters 1000 title and stretching his winning run to 18 matches. Djokovic collected his 6th title of the season to draw level with Carlos Alcaraz, adding to the Masters victory in Cincinnati that set him up for a landmark 24th Grand Slam singles crown at the US Open. It's incredible to be able to win it after quite challenging circumstances for me this week, said Djokovic, who had been hit by a stomach virus that left him feeling under the weather in Paris. He was taken to 3 sets in each of his 3 previous rounds but didn't face a single break point against the 17th-ranked Dimitrov. It is the second time Djokovic has completed a French Open and Paris Masters double in the same season. Andre Agassi is the only other player to achieve it. Djokovic's 7th Bercy crown makes it his most successful Masters event ahead of Miami and Rome, where he has won on 6 occasions each. His 97th career title also nudged him closer to Jimmy Connors and Roger Federer. Djokovic will take a 1,490-point lead over Alcaraz into the season-ending ATP Finals in Turin later this month, all but guaranteeing he will finish 2023 as the world's top-ranked player. Now it's time for latest NFL story. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is honoring the medical team that helped save his life by launching a scholarship program for Cincinnati youths on Sunday. Hamilton's charitable foundation, Chasing Ames, will be awarding 1,000 scholarships to 10 individuals from the area's underserved communities for each of the next 3 years. Each of the individual scholarships will be named after the 10 first responders, nurses, and doctors who treated Hamlin after he went into cardiac arrest and was resuscitated on the field during a game at Cincinnati on January 2. The announcement coincided with the Bills' first return to Cincinnati to play the Bengals on Sunday night. Hamlin and the Bills arrived in town a day earlier, when the player personally unveiled the scholarship program during a dinner with the 10 lifesavers. "I am humbled by the opportunity to set up a scholarship program to honor this team of professionals, my Cincinnati heroes who helped save my life," Hamlin said in a released statement. "Today, as I look at honoring these Cincinnati heroes and lifting up young people who are trying to find their way, I am reminded of the enormous blessing I have been given through my charity and the generosity of people around the world." Now it's time for latest baseball stories. Eduardo Rodriguez opted out of the last 3 seasons and $49 million of his contract with the Detroit Tigers to become a free agent. Rodriguez's agent, Jenny Mato, confirmed his client's decision Saturday. The right-hander was 39 with a 3.30 ERA last season. The 30-year-old Venezuelan is 82-53 with a 4.03 ERA over his career, which includes 6 years with the Boston Red Sox and 2 in Detroit. Sensing Rodriguez would make this move, the Tigers tried to trade him last season. Rodriguez, though, used his no-trade clause to block a deal that would have sent him to the Los Angeles Dodgers. His performance is a feat for every team in baseball, Tigers general manager Scott Harris said in August. However, there were contractual headwinds that influenced his market. He signed a $77 million 5-year deal with the Tigers in November 2021. He opted out of a deal that would have paid him $18 million in 2024, $16 million in 2025, and $15 million in 2026. Rodriguez bounced back in 2023 after going 5-5 in just 17 starts last year, his first in Detroit after cashing in on his strong run with the Red Sox. Pitcher Nick Martinez has become a free agent after San Diego and the right-hander declined options for 2024 and 2025. San Diego turned down options at $16 million annually and Martinez declined options at $8 million a year. Martinez made $10 million this year when he went 6-3 with a 3.43 ERA in 9 starts and 54 relief appearances in his second season with the Padres. The 33-year-old went 4-4 with a 3.47 ERA with 8 saves in 10 starts and 37 relief appearances for the Padres in 2022. He spent the previous 4 seasons in Japan with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and then the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Now it's time for latest soccer stories. Luis Diaz lifted his jersey to reveal a t-shirt with the words Libertad para Papa, which means freedom for Papa, after scoring a late equalizer Sunday in his first appearance for Liverpool since his parents were kidnapped in his native Colombia. Diaz bundled home a goal in the 5th minute of stoppage time to earn Liverpool a 1-1 draw at Luton in the Premier League and immediately sent a message for his father, who is still missing after the kidnapping by a guerrilla group, National Liberation Army, known as ELN. Both of Diaz's parents were taken in the small Colombian town of Barrancas last weekend, though his mother was rescued within hours by police. Diaz returned to training on Thursday after missing 2 Liverpool games and said he was ready to play against Luton, with manager Jurgen Klopp selecting him on the bench. He came on in the 83rd and spared Liverpool from embarrassment with a goal of Harvey Elliott's cross. Klopp said before the game that positive negotiations were taking place about the release of Diaz's father. Brazil's government gave FIFA assurances Saturday about officially bidding to host the 2027 Women's World Cup. Latin America has never hosted any of the 9 editions of the tournament. Brazil's sports minister André Fufuca and the president of the country's soccer body, Ednaldo Rodrigues, delivered the document in person to FIFA president Gianni Infantino. The three had photos together at Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, where they watched local Fluminense beat Boca Juniors 2-1 to win its maiden Copa Libertadores title. Brazil's government said on its social media channel Saturday night that the document is signed by President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and it gives FIFA the 7 assurances that are requested in such bids. Among those are guarantees of specially assigned tax exemptions, work permits, and visa procedures. The Brazilian bid to host the Women's World Cup is part of the current government policy of stimulus to bigger participation of women in soccer. Brazil's sports ministry said in a statement, the South American nation hosted the men's tournament in 1950 and 2014. Now, last but not the least, latest golf story. Mone Inami of Japan shot a 3 under 69 on Sunday to win the LPGA's Japan Classic by one shot over Seon Ube of South Korea and Shiho Kuaki of Japan. It was the first win on the LPGA Tour for the 24-year-old. Inami finished at 22 under 266 for the 4 rounds. Seon closed with a 67 and Kuaki, who shared the lead after 3 rounds, slipped to a 71 at the Taiheiyo Club in north-central Japan. Defending champion Gemma Dryburgh of Scotland shot a 65 and finished in a tie for 6th, 3 strokes off the pace. That's all in today's sports world. Keep watching Millennium Sports World for latest sports update. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV. And also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jagu TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jagu BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all types of informative and entertainment programs. Thank you.